at home? It's your boy RC here. Get ready to get into this video about the richest called 10 real life She-Hulks you won't believe actually exist. Now I can't wait to get into this. I know it's going to be lit. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. Smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, share. Suggest me any type of video you want to see in the comment section down below. Be sure to check out the richest because they have hella good content. One of the best top 10 channels on YouTube. Let's go ahead and hop to this right now.
When it comes to people who are large and powerful, we often use the term Hulk. A reference, of course, to the Incredible Hulk. But what about the ladies? Surely there's a female superhero we can use to sum up the big and strong who aren't men. Well, as you'll see, we found a group of women from a range of occupations around the world who definitely qualify as real-life She-Hulks. They can be big, they can be strong, but one thing is for certain, you wouldn't like them when they're angry.
I watch a lot
but
of
before we start,
so
be sure to subscribe and activate those notifications so you don't miss out on all our great videos. Becca Swanson. When we were looking for a place to start off a discussion on real-life She-Hulks, it just made good sense to begin with Becca Swanson. Why? Well, she's a strong woman, powerlifter, bodybuilder, and even professional wrestler. As a result of all of these accomplishments, Swanson is often considered the strongest woman on the planet. For those of you who need a few more details, let us break it down a bit more. In the 90s, this American started out on a track to bodybuilding, but really fell in love with powerlifting. The end result is a series of impressive powerlifting records. For instance, at 854 pounds, she is the only woman to ever squat over 800 pounds. From a deadlift, she can manage over 680 pounds and bench press 480 pounds. Across the internet, there are countless videos of this 40-something athlete amazing fans and spectators with her incredible power. What is she doing when she's not lifting weights? It turns out she tried her hand at wrestling and managed to take home a couple championship titles. Not bad at all. It's just too bad she isn't green, or we have a lock for the She-Hulk title. Iris Kyle. Move over, Incredible Hulk, because this real-life She-Hulk is putting all the boys to shame. Meet Iris Kyle. Now, you don't need to look long to see that she has a rather incredible muscular physique.
I know her. She hangs out with CT Fletcher and Cali Muscle,
making her an obvious candidate for this video. Yes, Kyle is a bodybuilder, and her body is definitely good enough for any Marvel action hero. Yet that's actually not the impressive part of her story. For those of you who don't know, Kyle is the most successful bodybuilder ever. That includes both men and women. That's right. With 10 Miss Olympia wins and 7 Miss International titles to her name, this Michigan native blows everyone else right out of the water. In fact, since she started professionally in the mid-90s, there have only been a couple of competitions in which this She-Hulk finished outside the top 5. Yet don't think that it's all about the muscles in competition with this girl. When she's not destroying the competition at shows, Kyle is working on her alter ego as both a personal trainer and a real estate agent. Helen Stevens. If Helen Stevens and the She-Hulk have any obvious similarities, it's that their dramatic body changes are both unwanted and unpredictable. However, unlike the She-Hulk, this 50-something's condition came about not from gamma-ray tainted blood, but from a mysterious and rare illness. Called stiff person syndrome, the disease doesn't give Stevens any extra strength, and in fact actually weakens her. It all started after a car accident, and when she suffers an attack, it can be quite dramatic. In serious cases, she suffers muscle spasms, which can be quite violent and painful. In addition, her body swells considerably, and we're not just talking about water weight here either. All of her tissue swells so much that her clothing doesn't fit. According to Stevens, severe attacks can make her gain upwards of 4 inches of expansion, and in extreme cases, she goes from a size 8 to a size 16. As her body spasms from these attacks, it's also not unusual for her muscles to tear, causing even more pain. Doctors are at a loss over how to treat her condition, as it appears Stevens was given the short end of the stick when it comes to taking on She-Hulk characteristics. Donna More. No discussion of real-life She-Hulks would be complete without taking a trip over to the strong woman competitions and finding ourselves the current champ. Enter Donna More. This British strong woman came through the 2016 World's Strongest Woman competition as undisputed champ. If you don't know what that takes, then let us tell you. Made of several competitions, competitors have to perform a variety of tasks that boil down to lifting and moving an incredible amount of weight, either a short distance or a set number of times. One of Moore's more impressive feats was during the Atlas Stones competition, where she had to lift and carry several extremely heavy stones. She ended up being the only woman who could finish the challenge. She must really like lifting heavy stones, because she also holds the record for hoisting a 328-pound rock. When she's not working, she's posting clips on social media of a usual day at the gym. You know, the kind where you perform a 528-pound deadlift just for fun. Shockingly, Moore told her fans that's not even close to her max weight. Call us crazy, but we have no problem believing that claim. Gwendoline Christie. She may not be a bodybuilder or established weightlifter, but we think Gwendoline Christie qualifies for our She-Hulk list for a couple of big reasons. First, on-screen, short of being green, Christie plays some pretty interesting roles that use her size to its full advantage. Of course, in the Star Wars world, she takes on the role of Captain Phasma, a chrome-clad stormtrooper who is likely to play an increasingly important role in future releases. However, where her inner She-Hulk really comes through is as Brienne of Tarth on the hit HBO show Game of Thrones. Brienne is big, strong, and capable of kicking the butt of anyone who comes up against her. Whether a large fighter like the Hound, or even a group of knights in the forest, Brienne can handle just about anything that's thrown at her. In real life, fans are quick to see that her on-screen characteristics don't receive any boost from special effects or CGI. Yes, Christie is that big, and coming in at 6 foot 3 inches, she is a woman who is bigger than most of the people she meets. Given her sheer size and powerful characters that she portrays on screen, we'd say that this definitely qualifies her for She-Hulk status. Natalia Turkina. When she was in her early teens, Natalia Turkina admits that she was pretty scrawny. She weighed just 90 pounds, but quickly discovered that she had a love for combat sports, like boxing, as well as weightlifting. Now in her mid-20s, we think it's safe to say that Turkina is no longer that scrawny teen aspiring to bigger things. She is the bigger thing. Following a strict training regime and diet, this Russian powerlifter got big fast. She didn't just sit around admiring herself in the mirror either. Over the last few years, Turkina has claimed wins and records in everything from bench press to arm lifting to deadlifting. In fact, she's so strong that she can lift 165 pounds with one arm. Yet this She-Hulk isn't without a little controversy. Turkina is open about her steroid use, and it has many people criticizing this synthetic Hulk. That said, she says the drugs helped get her to her next level where she can compete successfully. We're not really on board with steroid use here at The Richest, but we don't think we will ever say that to this powerlifter's face. She definitely looks like someone we do not want to upset. Charlotte Heffelmyer. When you first see 19-year-old Charlotte Heffelmyer, you might think we've made a bit of a mistake including her in this video. After all, she does look like a rather typical teenage girl. But if there's one thing we've told you many times in our other videos, do not judge a book by its cover. In this case, looks are deceiving, and just like Jennifer Walters, we're pretty sure Charlotte is 100% She-Hulk. How do we know? Well, just a couple years ago, she was at her house. Outside in the garage, her father Eric was working on a truck when an accident occurred. The truck slipped off of its jack and fell on Eric. Worse yet, gasoline spilled as a result and a fire erupted. Called to action, Charlotte released her inner strength and lifted the truck off of her dad, pulling him clear once the weight was off of him. Then, like a true Marvel hero, she jumped in the blazing truck and backed it out of the garage on only 3 tires, all while facing a real threat of an explosion. The final step, heading into the house, rounding up the family, and getting them to safety. In the end, while she's not big and muscular, Heffelmyer definitely showed that she has a very capable inner She-Hulk just waiting to emerge. Weightlifters. It doesn't matter where you travel to across this planet, you're bound to come across some pretty strong Hulk-like women. Now, given most of our viewers are from Europe and North America, you may not have noticed that over the last several years, there have been a string of rather powerful female weightlifters coming out of Asia. Take China's Zhao Lulu, for example. Zhao is only 5 foot 9 inches tall, yet she's 300 pounds of pure muscle. We know this because she's won several gold medals at Asian, world, and Olympic competitions. She also broke a record for lifting over 730 pounds. The same can be said for South Korean star weightlifter Jang Mi-ran. She's only 5 foot 7 inches, but has taken all sorts of gold medals and wins for lifting well over 700 pounds. Not to be outdone, North Korea has their own She-Hulk contender. This is Cho Hyo-sim, and she's just 5 foot 2 inches in size. That's tiny, but do not underestimate her based on size. She can clean and jerk 275 pounds, which is twice her weight. Throw in that we really have no idea what North Korea is doing with their nuclear program. It's very possible Cho may have been exposed to the type of radiation that could very well turn her into the next real-life She-Hulk. Alicia Young. She's an American bodybuilder and fitness model, but just one look at Alicia Young screams She-Hulk. We guess we shouldn't be too surprised at her physique. After all, both of her siblings are very athletic, and her father is a former bodybuilder, so it definitely runs in the family. Since she was a little kid, Young knew she was a bit different than other kids. At school, the other kids made fun of her muscles, and as she aged, she noticed those muscles were definitely more developed than even the boys. At the age of 15, she began weight training. We guess this turned to bodybuilding and weights after getting bored of playing everything from softball and basketball to soccer and badminton. She was even a cheerleader. We also think this must have been the same time she was exposed to gamma radiation, because by the age of 17, Young was able to squat 405 pounds. Over the last decade, she's been a regular in the bodybuilding scene, competing and doing well at various competitions. Now in her early 30s, she continues to compete, although we haven't seen any evidence of her turning into a giant green rage monster just yet. Gabby Garcia. Oh, you definitely wouldn't like her when she's angry. That's because Gabby Garcia is an MMA fighter who is also pretty darn big. At well over 200 pounds and measuring in at 6 foot 1 inch in height, Garcia has the physique that puts her way ahead of most other female competitors. Measurements aside, she also has the pure muscles to qualify as an out-and-out She-Hulk. In her early years of fighting, as you can see, this Brazilian was quite sturdy looking. Recently, she's slimmed down from 245 to just over 200 pounds, but it is all pure muscle. Of course, like any Hulk, there has to be a little bit of wildness and unpredictability, and Garcia definitely has this. When she's not outright submitting or knocking out opponents, she's causing controversy in the rings. In 2 of her recent fights, as any good She-Hulk would do, Garcia broke the rules first by eye-gouging an opponent and then performing an illegal soccer kick against another. Both fights were called as a result. We criticize her for undisciplined fighting style, but hey, would you really expect anything else from someone who qualifies as a She-Hulk? Well, as you can likely figure out, our time with the She-Hulks is over.
Girl, really? She can just knock somebody out with a backhand. Congrats to the females. They really doing it up. You know, I really don't I follow MMA, but I don't really follow women competitions. I like half-naked black men with muscles. But y'all get it. Y'all get the point. But still, they really doing it up. It's true what they say. Women can do anything men can do. If they can raise children on their own, no matter what color or ethnicity, they can definitely sure as hell powerlift and be good, if not better than men at it. But hopefully y'all enjoyed the video, because I know I did. And you know what? Smash that like button. Give it up to the female. Smash that like button. Leave a comment, subscribe, share. Suggest me any type of video you want to see in the comment section down below. And until next time, it's your boy RC signing off. Much love. Stay cool. Peace.